What you don't understand is
10,
Morgan is still evolving.
9,
The people in this house are in danger.
8,
It needs to be terminated.
7, 6,
Don't be afraid.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I'm starting to feel like myself.
Well, what an interesting movie. I mean, because all this talk about automated cars and everything, and I know it's not a direct connection to this, but just the whole AI, the world we live in, it just seems like these movies are coming closer to reality. How close do you think we are to, like, there really being some underground labs with beautiful Morgans in there?
I think it's funny that you say underground, because that was something that Luke actually said to me on set. Like, I think I was getting ready to do, you know, like a fight moment or something like that, and I was kind of in my own head, and he sort of came up to me out of the blue and goes, "I'm pretty sure this has been done somewhere in, like, some underground bunker." And, like, walked off, and I was like, okay, cool. But Ridley certainly seems to think that
that is happening
or
close
to happening or happened. So that's pretty frightening.
Yeah. Well, I know you guys have, you know, trained as actors and everything else, but how do you act as something that's a robot or artificial intelligence? Like, what's the little intricacies from not being human to being, like, an AI? Like, what would be something that, you know, you have to portray on screen that's different?
I mean, I work very internally. My characters are, you know, incredibly real for me, and I love them very much. And so I didn't approach her any differently than I would have approached anyone, apart from the physical aspects. And the physical aspects lend a lot to the character. But I think instead of, you know, just focusing so much on, like, you know, being AI, I was focusing on what would it be like for everything to be completely new and to not really know anything, but at the same time know everything. And, you know, how would you react to that? And so I just spent a lot of time with Morgan, I guess, in my head, and then the physical aspects put everything together.
There is, without giving too much away, there's a moment in the beginning that Anya has where she's just sort of looking at her. Well, I guess it's towards the middle as well, but she's looking at her hands. Mm-hmm. And Luke came up to us before we started shooting and said, sort of, create this thing that you both have that I don't need to know what it is. I want you to do it during the scene, and then eventually
he didn't want to know.
Yeah. And so we just sort of created that, and I think that was sort of, and we didn't really talk about it very much. We just kind of did it without saying much. But that definitely is for the AI in her. Yeah. And that was a fun thing to sort of create, because, you know, it was completely out of our imaginations.
Mm-hmm. And then we found an emoji for it, and then that was awesome. If we'd done good work, we'd send each other this emoji and be like,
So you came.
Hello, Morgan. You know who I am?
Yes, of course. You're Lee Weathers, risk management consultant at Synsec.
And why am I here?
To assess my viability as a potential product stream in light of recent events.
How are you feeling, Morgan?
Not quite myself.
Morgan's been quite upset.
I didn't mean to hurt her. It was an error of judgment. I made a mistake.
It's okay now, Morgan. It's all right.
We'll talk about it tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow.
Nice to meet you, Morgan.
So you came off a very busy year last year with 3 feature films. Like, as an actress, what is the pacing like for when you're working and you have so many projects coming out and you're looking at other projects? Is it better to have breaks between it? When you're working a lot, are you more in your flow as an actress, or does it matter?
It really depends on what's going on personally, and also, you know, what movies are happening when. I mean, that was kind of a crazy year for me, and then when I finished Morgan, I did this other film about a Marine.
Yeah.
And when I wrapped that in December, I haven't worked since then, which is the longest time I've ever gone without working. It's been like 9 months. Yeah. I needed a break. I was just ready for it. And now I'm like, now I can't wait to get back to work. And I'm going to do 2 movies back to back, and I'm totally happy to do that.
You're producing one.
Yeah. So it kind of goes from like chaos to there's nothing to do. But I kind of love that about the job.
Well, as long as we get to see you on screen
Oh, thanks.
several times a year, and you also can't wait to see you in more projects. So, thank you guys.